So I made a video a few months ago on my ritual of setting up my pocket notebook, how I set up each new notebook that I use. That was with the Pen and Gear notebooks that I got from Walmart, these. And since then, fairly recently, the last couple of weeks or so, I have switched to using field notes. Now I'm not switching for good, not permanently, but I've got a whole bunch and I want to use them. So here we are, using field notes. The only issue that I have as of right now is that the field notes don't really feel like mine. Yeah, I own them, but they don't really have that me element to them. Yet. So as of right now, I have three main issues with the field notes. The durability, not the most durable thing in the world. The spine's a little thin and the covers are generally flimsy. The dates, and these actually have it better than my other notebooks because field notes actually has the dates, the range in which you use the thing, they have that on the inside. I like that, but I'm going to make it better. And the last thing is field notes doesn't have a bookmark. That one's pretty simple. I want it to keep my place where I'm at in the notebook, and so I'm going to add one. And I think first I'm going to address the bookmark issue. The one I made for my previous notebooks, the Pen and Gear books, was a thin piece of black ribbon that I wove into the binding. Didn't really need anything other than a little bit of super glue, and realistically that wasn't entirely necessary. That was just a little bit extra. And with the field notes, I can't exactly do that because the binding is not stitched. It's actually staples. 3 staples to be exact. And so with that, the approach is going to need to be slightly different. I recently watched a YouTube short about somebody who was making a modification to their field notes, and it just so happened to be a bookmark. What they did was they bent this top staple a little bit to give a little room to run some thread underneath it, or a piece of string, and then they tied it off, melted it a little bit, and that was basically it. They had a bookmark. And so when I saw that, I knew that's exactly what I want to do with mine. I think that's a beautiful idea. I knew exactly what I had to do, step by step and everything. Okay, so the next thing I want to do is add a little bit of strength to the spine here. So now that the bookmark is here, not only do I want to strengthen the spine as a whole, but kind of give that bookmark a little extra support because it's kind of just loosey-goosey right now. I've seen many cases with field notes specifically that the spine sort of wears down and either like it can come off or it just gets really, really thin to where, you know, over time it'll get damaged. And so to avoid that, I want to cover it up. And this is going to be a pretty simple fix. I'm going to be adopting this method from my previous notebooks where I'll just take a piece of packing tape and I'll run it down the spine right in the middle, attach it to the covers, and then boom, there you go. I would do the entire cover with packing tape like I did before, but I don't know, I kind of like the way it looks, the aesthetic of a field notes cover kind of wearing a little bit. I really only want it on the spine because that would actually affect the overall structural integrity of the thing if it gets torn up. So the spine is all we need for this. I kind of like how the covers wear a little bit. And the final modification I want to make is pretty simple. So the field notes conveniently has the dates, the date range in which you write in field notes. They have a spot for you to put that on the inside front cover. I like that, but I want to do what I did before and put it on the outside. So what I'm going to do is put my little sticky label on the front, have the start date and then the end date whenever I finish it. And when it's a finished notebook, what I'll do is I'll put a label on the spine, and on that will have the date range in which I use the notebook. That way, when I put the notebook on my shelf, I can see quickly and easily which notebook I'm going for, like I've done before with all my other notebooks. To me, that's just a really nice organizational system, good labeling, and it helps me to keep the notebooks in order. And so with that final modification done, I am done. I love writing in pocket notebooks. I also love customizing and making them better to fit my individual needs. Making these minimal modifications is not only practical, but it gives me a much closer relationship to the things that I write and the things that I write in. I want my notebooks that I write in to be and to work a certain way. And so because of that desire, I make them. I make them do that. I make them work that way. Sometimes in life, the things that are the best, the things that are our favorite, are the ones that we have our own hand in, we've made or we've customized in some way, or add a little touch to make it more convenient or make it better for your own individual needs. And after all of the modification and the customization, my field notes really starts to feel like my field notes.